very lights, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Parents, grandparents, family and friends of the class of 2021. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Pauling High School, I would like to welcome you to the 71st commencement exercises of Pauling High School. My name is Helen Callan, and I am the principal of Pauling High School. Along with me on the dais, I would like to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Kim Fontana, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Dr. Deborah Kirkus, our Assistant Superintendent for Finance, Mary Ann Heslin, and our Director of Pupil Personnel Services, Scott Rice. To my left are our counselors who have guided your students for 4 years, Pam Hildenbrand and Lisa Casal-Seaman, along with the senior class advisor, Missy Puglisi. Our athletic director and dean of students at the high school, Tamara Barber. I would also like to thank our Board of Education for their continued support of our school district and in particular, our high school program. In the audience this morning to my left, we have our board president, Ms. Karen Burka, and board members Preeti Govindarajan, Harvey Metkovsky, and Ed Grippy. Our staff members are along the perimeter. If anybody needs assistance with anything, please walk right up to any of our teachers. If anybody would like water or anything, we also have it on the side. So please walk up to one of our faculty and they will be more than happy to assist you. Hayden Housen's high school career has been impressive. In addition to the numerous honors, advanced placement, and college-level courses in which he has excelled, the science research program at Pauling High School has allowed Hayden to dive deeper into his passion for computer science and helped distill his interest in machine learning and artificial intelligence. His research project led to the development of a program entitled Lecture 2 Notes, which uses machine learning to draw important concepts from a lecture in the form of notes in order to assist students with learning challenges. His work on this project has ranked him as a National Cyber Scholar with honors in the recent National Cyber Scholarship Competition. an honor granted to the 30 highest scoring scholars in the country. Hayden was also named a top 300 scholar in the 80th Regeneron Science Talent Search, the nation's oldest and most prestigious science and mathematics competition for high school seniors. In addition to learning new programming languages, competing in cybersecurity challenges, and developing apps, Hayden can be found running for the varsity cross-country team, competing as a member of the math team, volunteering for the numerous National Honor Societies of which he is a member, and serving as vice president of his Bible club. This young man has a bright future ahead of him, and I look forward to learning about the solutions he offers the world in the form of AI. I am pleased to introduce the salutatorian of the class of 2021, Hayden Housen.
Congratulations, graduates of the class of 2021. Everyone here, your family members, teachers, faculty, and friends are proud of your accomplishments and the goals that you have reached. All of these people supported us and helped us through the past decade of public education, and for that we are immensely thankful. Today's ceremony marks this moment of transition in our lives. Moments like this are comforting because they accumulate all that has happened before, but they are also bittersweet because of what must end in order for change to occur. It's hard to believe that we started kindergarten about 13 years ago, and now we've reached the end of this phase of our lives. This ceremony tells us that we are now prepared to begin the next phase and are ready to achieve our unique life purposes. Getting to this point is an important achievement, and the qualities that got us here, passion, commitment, tenacity, determination, and open minds to learn, will be crucial for the rest of our lives. This leads me to 3 pieces of advice. First, find your passion and dive deep into it. For example, I am passionate about computer science, and throughout high school I studied this topic deeply. Studying artificial intelligence and learning to code never feel like work because I love what I do. Find what you enjoy most and go for it. Second, surround yourself with people who will uplift and support you. I have an exceptional group of friends, and they have motivated me to succeed through my life thus far. From our 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C. to building the school's best trebuchet, we have had some awesome times. Thank you. Third, figure out what works best for you. I've never given a graduation speech before, so naturally I sought people's advice. And overwhelmingly, people's advice to me was to give advice to you. Those first 2, passion and friends, work for me, but what worked for me might not work for you. So my last piece of advice is to try different things and see what works. Throughout our time together, we have accomplished great things. I can only imagine the fantastic events that the next few years will hold for all of us. However, we didn't get here without overcoming many obstacles, and these challenges are only going to get more difficult. So use and build upon the skills you've learned throughout school to succeed in life. Our futures are bright. We are equipped with the tools we need to succeed. We have magnificent friends and astonishing peers. We've been taught by professionals, and we have the support of our loved ones for whatever may lie ahead. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Thank you, Hayden. And now, I would like to invite up Catherine Savarese, President of the Class of 2021, to present the senior class gift.
We, the class of 2021, have decided to donate $2,500 to the Pauling Central School District as our senior class gift on Friday, June 25th. Our desire is that the money be used, eventually, to fund the purchase and/or installation of an electronic sign at the entrance to the Pauling Middle and High Schools. The balance of the cost will be accrued over time by donations from successive senior classes. When the appropriate amount has been reached, the district intends to purchase a sign to meet specifications in place at that time. We understand that the exact location of this sign may differ due to the needs and desires of the district. With gratitude, the class of 2021.
Thank you, and thank you, class of 2021. A Pease Scholar with distinction, National Merit Finalist, and Seal of Biliteracy recipient for both Spanish and Danish, Dita Isaac has not only excelled in the classroom, she has contributed to her school community in numerous ways. Dita volunteers her time through the various organizations of which she is a member, including the National Honor Society, Math Honor Society, Science Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, Peer Leadership, and the Health and Wellness Committee. Additionally, she is a member of the chess team, Literary Society, and GSA. Dita has won first place in 2 separate competitions for debate team and was named Dutchess County Champion for mock trial. She placed second in creative writing at Genus Olympiad and took first place in engineering at the Somers Science Fair. Her interests and talents are varied, and Dita has a keen sense of social injustice, focusing her science research project on the internalized oppression that affects the LGBT community, an area sorely lacking in the research community. Dita is the first Pauling High School student in recent memory to be named a U.S. Presidential Scholarship candidate and is a member of Mensa International, qualifying with an intelligence score in the top 2% of the general population. I am certain that this long list of accolades are just the beginning of what lies ahead for this talented student. It is my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of Pauling High School's class of 2021, Dita Isaac.
For a long time. Ever since I realized that there was a chance I might be valedictorian, I've been thinking, what would I want to say? And for a long time, I really had no idea. I thought about what I could possibly offer all of you here, and I think, unsurprisingly, I came up empty. I don't think I could tell you anything you don't already know. I am only 17, and my life thus far has not been anything particular. So I decided to stop trying to be profound and just say what I want to say and hope it means something to you. I promised someone that I wouldn't say, "We did it." Not that I ever planned to do that, because quite frankly, I'm not entirely sure what it is we did, but I will say that we made it. Whether we're going to college or into the workforce or just to our parents' basement, we're doing something because we're all still here. We're still alive. We made it to adulthood, and that's more than a lot of people can say. And I think we should all be aware of that and be grateful for it. This would be true any year, but I think it especially counts for this one. I think in a speech like this, it would be doing you all and the world at large a disservice to not mention the pandemic, which I personally prefer to call a plague because it sounds cooler and the word pandemic leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I know we're all tired of it and tired of talking about it, but for better or worse, it's been a big part of our lives for over a year now. It happened, and it's still happening, and we have to talk about it, lest we deny ourselves the experiences we've been given, or in some cases forced to endure, and had taken from us because of it. John Knowles once wrote, "So the more things remain the same, the more they change after all. Nothing endures, not a tree, not love, not even a death by violence. The only constant of human existence, cliche as it may sound, is change. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. During plagues, and there have been countless plague years over the millennia, it is unfortunately for the worse. Things will never be the same again is a common thing to hear people say these days, but I'd argue that that's true of every day. Look back on your own life. How much has the world changed in the short time you've been in it? Things will never be the same again, sure, but that does not mean that progress will cease, that things will stay in darkness after they fall there. Society is remarkably resilient. We will always bounce back. That is not to say that this has not been, and for a while longer will not continue to be, a terrible experience. This has been a time of great sorrow. We have all lost things that we will never get back, things that will weigh on us for the rest of our lives. But it has also been a long time, and the human mind is not fit to endure constant suffering for such extended periods. We have all had to find things to be happy about and grateful for during this plague of ours, and at times I found myself feeling guilty for it, that I could derive any sort of benefit from a thing that has caused so much pain. I am not oblivious to the fact that I had escaped this relatively unharmed, and it sometimes feels wrong to me that I would even try to find a silver lining. But I think the world is far too large and strange for any one human to feel for everything that occurs in it. You cannot possibly have empathy in your heart to mourn for everyone who suffers or everyone who dies. It would destroy you. We cannot feel everyone's loss, but we've all had losses of our own, and I think it is through personal grief that one feels the grief of the many. Thus, we should live our own experiences and let others live theirs, and find companionship in our shared experience of hardship rather than sharing the hardships themselves. It is not only impossible to compare individual sorrows, but it is also useless, and so we shouldn't try. We certainly should never hold ourselves back on account of someone else's heartache. There is far too much pain in the world for us to be creating more unnecessarily. If there's one thing that I've learned from all this, it's that it is not a sin to be happy in a time of sorrow. Times like these are always agony and loss, but many more terrible and dramatic disasters have shaken society to its knees. No matter how many we lose along the way, we who are still here have no choice but to keep going. And so, that is what we find ourselves doing day after day, and that is what we're here to do today, to keep going, to move forward. This has been one chapter in our lives, or for some of us perhaps a few, and now we're going to the next ones. We all have plans for the next however long we've planned for. Some of you probably have an itinerary of what you'll be doing every hour of every day for the next 4 years. I've never been much of a planner myself, but even I have a rough idea of where I'm going. But remember, no plan survives contact with the enemy. It's a wild world out there, and we're about to abandon any kind of structure we might have had in it. It's like raising a bird in an aviary and then burning the aviary down. All of a sudden, the whole world has been unlocked, whereas before we could only look out the window. Hopefully, someone has taught you about migration and nesting and all the things that want to eat you alive. All of which is to say that things will happen and plans will change, so don't get too attached to them. As I've said, my life has not been anything particular, but I have lived and loved and tried to avoid living and loving and somehow always ended up doing it anyway. And if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that we all need people, or at least person. Humans are social creatures, and it's an instinct that we can't escape. So, know your people. As terrible as it sounds, use your people. Your people want to help. But also remember to appreciate your people. They deserve it. They take care of you, so take good care of them. I count myself very lucky that I have people and that I have them in many places, one of which is this school. I won't name names, but hopefully you know who you are. I try to tell you all often enough that you should. I also know that I'm not the only person who has people in this school. Some of the teachers and other staff here are so much more than teachers and staff to some of us, and I think that's so special. So to all of those people, sincerely, thank you. I have to say, I'm proud of this class. I don't know if I'm really in a position to feel that way, but I do nonetheless. It has been 4 long, grueling years, and the system is such that we've all been put in direct competition with each other from the start. Somehow, we've managed to make the best of that. I can say for a fact, and I'm sure I would be backed up on this, that we are one of the most high-achieving classes Pauling High School has seen in a long time. That means academically, but it also means in other ways. Art, for example. We have some brilliant artists and musicians and actors in our little class of 2021. We've all pushed each other to be better, but we haven't let the competition consume us. No matter how fiercely we might all want to win, to be at the top, we've kept our humanity. I've seen classes be destroyed by the ranking system, and I can't help but be overjoyed that we never succumbed to it. I think it speaks to the kind of people we are. I would like to say that although I'm the one who stands at the podium today, I don't consider that a reflection of my or anyone else's worth. Numbers can be helpful in trying to organize and understand the world, but they're just as arbitrary as any of the other means by which we've tried to make sense of that which isn't sensible. I urge you not to focus on any of these measures. If you are to attempt to assess yourself, do so by who you are rather than what you've done. This goes for past, present, and future. I could tell you all that I think you're destined for great success. That would be a lie. Success is relative. Therefore, by its own definition, it is impossible for everyone to be successful. In order for one person to be, there must be others who comparatively are not. In any case, I don't think you necessarily should strive for success. Success is artificial, no matter how you measure it. Instead, I think you should strive for happiness, whatever that means for you. I know I'm just swimming in cliches today, but there's a reason a cliche becomes a cliche. It must have some truth to it, otherwise it would never stick. So, strive for happiness, even if that means living under a rock, showering once every 13 years, and never doing a single productive thing in your life. Additionally, know your worth. I don't care who you are or what you've done, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have people and things that you love and people who love you back. Never let anyone try to take that away from you. Finally, I believe there are some people I should thank. Some of them have already been thanked, and so I will leave it at that. To all of those people, thank you. In this speech, however, I would like to focus on the other people, the people who I feel don't get appreciated enough in proportion to how much they do. The first of these people is our dear school nurse, Mrs. Beth Kerner. The yearbook was dedicated to her this year, and I think that's about damn time. She has, of course, been important this year, considering the whole plague thing that's been going on, but independently of that, she is probably at least 10 vertebrae of the backbone of Pauling High School. She looks out for not only our physical health, but our emotional well-being as well. She understands that not every ailment is physical or visible or measurable, and she strikes a balance between caring for us and encouraging us to go to class and, achieve. She's like the student body's own personal guardian angel, watching over us and keeping us safe from both the world and ourselves. So, to Mrs. Kerner, thank you. The second, and only other person I would like to thank specifically, is someone who I debated whether I should put in at all, simply because a lot of the reasons why she's so important to me are personal. The reason I decided to include her anyway is because I'm not the only one who she's so important to. Miss Jillian Ronaldo is and does many things. She teaches science research and AP Bio and various science classes. She coaches dance. She used to coach soccer. At one point, she taught AP Seminar. The list goes on. She spends an astronomical amount of time on our school and community, and I refuse to let that go unappreciated. Ronaldo's room is always open to any student, regardless of if you're hers or not. She has built a family in the dance team and then another in the science research program. I could talk to you for days about how great she is, so let it suffice to say that she has been like a second mother to me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. To Mrs. Ronaldo, thank you. There's so much more I could say to you all, but I think I've said the most important things. I have a tendency to ramble, so for fear of dragging this out, I'll leave you here. I'll end with a warning to the world into which we're being released. We're bringing our all, and hell's coming with us. Give them hell, kids.
Central School District Board of Education and the New York State Board of Regents.
Mrs. Cowan, I hereby accept your certification and declare the class of 2021 hereby graduated.
William Barahona. Grace Elizabeth Baracco. Although she could not be here with us this morning, I would like to announce Emily Catherine Barrett. Kayla Leanne Bauer. Anne E. Becklin. Thomas Anthony Bellucci. John Silvio Belmonte. LaShawn Oksana Bird. Joshua T. Brennan. Sophia Lena Perosa. Alexa Shavari. Zach Lewis Chacha. Jace Clemens.
Thank you.
Aiden Patrick Clowry. John Evans Comerford.
Thank you. I like it.
Sarah Grace Corby. Davis.
Here we go. Thank you.
Sean Matthew Delgado.
Hey, Sean. Thank you.
Matthew Joseph DeVito.
Here I am. This way. Thank you.
Kevin Philip Donahue.
Thank you.
Alex Dragomir.
Thank you.
Olivia Christine Fanuelli. Chance Dylan Fiorisi. Ivan Galindo. Logan William Grove.
Thank you.
Martha Luz Hernandez. Grace Hugel. Natalie Josephine Haymack. Hayden Housen.
Good job.
Dita Isaac.
Tita. Tita. Hi. Thank you. Oh, congratulations.
Dustine Rose Izzo.
Here I am. Thank you. One more. Thank you.
Wesley Dean Johnson.
Thank you.
Kayla Ann Joyce. Avi Kumar.
Thank you.
Robert Frederick Lesk. Keegan Cornell Lewick.
more. 1 and 2. Thank you.
Jamie McClay. Lauren Elizabeth Maiolo.
One more. Thank you.
Ethan Tyler Martinez. Kelsey Dorothy McGowan. Cole Thomas Meisner.
Thank you.
All for you, Mr. Osteen.
That's a lot.
Justin Melchor Andrade.
Thank you.
Liliana Rose Marandino.
Let's go!
1 and 2. Thank you.
Danielle Milne.
Thank you.
Carlo Andrew Muhammad.
Yes, Carlo!
Thank you.
Maura Patricia Nickerson.
Thank you.
Andrew Jerry Nicolatis.
Hey, Jay!
Nice. Thank you.
Look at this.
Woo!
Yeah, Jerry.
Julia Faith Odell.
Thank you.
Aiden Oliva.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Attaboy.
Nathan Daniel Pandolfo.
One and 2. Thank you.
Jacqueline Perez.
Thank you.
Matthew James Ferrucci.
Matthew. One more. Thank you.
Robert Pfister III. Lauren Ashley Radici.
Candy State. 1 and 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lana Claire Rangeli. Michael Dylan Reynolds.
Yay. Thank you.
Daniela Julie Riggio. Gino David Rena. Catherine Grace Roman.
Okay, Catherine. 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Javier Santiago Jr.
Okay. Thank you.
Job, Javier.
Abigail Ruth Savarese.
Thank you.
Catherine Grace Savarese.
Oh, that's a good one.
Alexandra Rose Salaka.
Thank you.
Natasha Alexis Segalini. Anna May Seitz.
Thank you.
Tyler Joseph Semenza.
That's it.
Connor Patrick Shea.
Thank you.
Lucinda Walker Showers.
Thank you.
Jack Thomas Slattery. Samuel R. Smith.
Thank you.
Susanna Catherine Smith.
Thank you.
Jason Sprague.
All right. Thank you.
Matthew Robert Stark.
Oh, 1 minute. Sorry. Thank you.
Robert M. Steckler III.
Thank you.
Lauren Marie Tachi. applause. Ivan Vertiz. Isabella Rose Vincequera. Haley Elizabeth Wall. Juliana Marie Walters. Mason Watkins. Jenna Lynn Weaver. Baby! Celine Marie Wood. Lucas Matthew Romo. Tyler Joseph Yankovich.
Hi, Tyler. Hi, Tyler. Thank you.
Julia Rose Zarecki. Julia M. Zoller. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the class of 2021 graduates. You may move your tassel from right to left.
Oh, I got
and
that.
throw those caps. There you go. Graduation had to happen in plenty of time. Well in advance of their graduation year. So at that time, 2 years ago, we discussed the pros, we discussed the cons. One of the largest stumbling blocks was possibility of lightning and thunderstorms. So we left that meeting with no real solution and the almost certainty that we would be having an indoor graduation. And yet, here we are. I mention this story because it illustrates that even in the midst of challenging, almost unimaginable circumstances, there can be a silver lining, lemonade made from lemons, or the proverbial rainbow. At one point in the Lord of the Rings fantasy trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien, there is an exchange between Frodo and Gandalf. So I'm sorry if you don't know the books or the Peter Jackson movies. But Frodo, who's one of the hobbits, has learned that the evil Sauron is rising again and threatening Middle-earth. And he says to Gandalf, who's the protagonist of the story, I wish it need not have happened in my time. But Gandalf the wise wizard replies, "So do I. And so do all who live to see such things. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." Throughout this year, the class of 2021 made a decision to make the most of the time that was given to them. They made a decision that school was important to them. They wore masks, they social distanced, they became cohorts, and they connected virtually to their classrooms. They quickly learned new routines. The gym became the new cafeteria. The old cafeteria became the new study hall. The hallway traffic moved in one direction. And everything had to be carried because there were no lockers. Which, of course, since they never wear a coat anyway, it really doesn't make any difference. They worked with staff and each other to help create the best environment possible under these circumstances. As Dita said earlier, we have all had to find things to be happy about and grateful for during this plague of ours. You know, there is a common thread that was woven throughout both Hayden's and Dita's speeches today. Dita told you to know your people and to appreciate your people. They take care of you, so take good care of them. And Hayden asked you earlier to surround yourself with people who will uplift and support you. I will share with this audience that the faculty and staff at Pauling High School have witnessed firsthand that this group of young adults have already taken this advice to heart. Last Friday at our senior sunset, our graduates watched videos they had made documenting some of their hopes, thoughts, and dreams throughout the year. Every single student expressed genuine gratitude and appreciation for their families, friends, and their teachers. Graduates, please join me now in publicly thanking those family, friends, and teachers, because you stated and you know that their sacrifice, support, and love have given you the firm foundation necessary to tackle whatever challenges lie ahead. And finally, as you transition to the next phase of your life, don't forget the lessons learned this year and the qualities that have sustained you. I believe Hayden summarized them beautifully. Passion, commitment, tenacity, determination, and open minds to learn. And please remember always that you take the love, admiration, and hopes of all the people in this audience today. Congratulations to the class of 2021. The ceremony.